If you've heard phrases like land back and decolonization, and you're curious what they mean and where they're coming from, then you are definitely going to want to listen to this week's Powerful Ladies podcast episode with Ellen Bradley. She's an incredible Indigenous skier, storyteller, filmmaker, and really an agent of change, connecting Indigenous communities with brands that want to incorporate them, their stories, and sharing experiences, even things like the Icon Pass of getting Indigenous members and youth in particular to be back on the mountains and enjoying what would have been home, as an example. She's a member of the Tlingit tribe, which I feel so privileged to have some experience with from Thank You, Chris Miller and Juneau, Alaska. And it's just like such an interesting story about how modern Indigenous women in particular are blending culture, traditions, technology, social media, and finding bridges that make sense to them to honor the change they're trying to make and working with different corporations and organizations to help accelerate that change. There's such a gap in knowing what it means to be Indigenous and the blending of all of the layers of what that is and the intersectionality of it. And Ellen does such a great job of breaking that down and finding ways to have it make sense for people who are not familiar with this conversation. And she's just a badass herself too. So meet a great person, learn a bunch of cool things. And I cannot wait to hear what you think of this week's episode.